Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're jumping right back into the deep end. It's another Primarch discussion video, but this time it is about Mr. Leman Russ. I don't think I've done a video about Leman Russ yet, and the clues are there that he may be returning next. Of course I want the lion, but the hard facts are starting to appear that Leman Russ may be the next loyalist Primarch to return. So let's jump in and let's get started. As always, please take everything you hear with a tad pinch of salt. You know, nothing is got to be 100% confirmed. These are all rumours through the grapevine at the moment, so take them as you will. Now, there's quite a few pieces of information which is linking us to the possible return of Leman Russ as the next loyalist Primarch. One is the Ashes of Prospero novel, which is due out in March, if I'm not mistaken, on the Black Library website. If you got to go to one of the Black Library events, then you got to get your hands on a early edition of this book, and of course, people have been posting spoilers of this online already. Now, for the next 30 seconds, I'm just going to speak about this book, so if you want to turn me off for the next 30 seconds, then now is the time to do it. Right, so in the Ashes of Prospero book, there are 13th Company Legionnaires found, and they're not affected by the Wolfen at all. They're just normal back to the run Astartes. They have all this kind of Horus Heresy equipment, if I'm not mistaken. They have the Stormbirds, they have Spartan assault tanks, they have all the weaponry like the guns and stuff, all kites and stuff, if I'm not mistaken, from back in the Horus Heresy. And they too are looking for Leman Russ. If I remember correctly, they went and got trapped in a kind of a portal, and for them it's only been like a week, if I'm not mistaken, and you know, it's been like 10,000 years for everyone else, and they've come out and they're like, oh, what's going on, who are you guys, and stuff like that. So there's a hint that now that the 13th Company are slowly coming back, this is going to link up with Leman Russ himself coming back as well. And if we look at the actual schedule of the GW releases, which got leaked the other day, now of course this is not confirmed to be true at all, so again, take this with a pinch of salt, but they've moved. Well, it appears to be that the Space Wolves Codex is coming out in May. Now, a lot of people have been saying, why didn't they release the Space Wolves Codex, you know, in the previous year, in 2017? They did it with the Dark Angel Codex, they did it with the Blood Angel Codex, and people are saying, well, maybe it's because there's something big coming with the Space Wolf Codex, and they want that to stand alone. They don't want it to take any glory from the other chapter codexes, so they've moved it to May. And the one thing which, of course, that could be the big glorious thing is a Leman Russ model, maybe with some other, I don't know, 13th Legionnaires or something like that, because in May we do have a box game and we do have Space Wolves. Now, of course, the box game, I'm kind of thinking, if this is going to be 1,000 Suns versus Space Wolves, because we have this story at the moment, and of course a lot of people have read it with the Gathering Storm. Magnus attacked Fenris, he basically burnt it, nearly destroyed it, and nothing really happened. The only person that really went toe to toe with Magnus was Guilliman, and for me it just didn't feel right at all. It felt like, it didn't feel like justice. I thought that Leman Russ would have been a lot better to go to Magnus and say, look what you've done to my planet, you know, how dare you, and then they have a big fight. But what we got was rebooted Guilliman facing Magnus on Luna and basically destroying, well, not destroying him, but, you know, defeating him, and that was it. And it just felt a bit flat to me. It was a cool read, don't get me wrong, it was a really fun read, but on the justice side of things, it felt wrong that it was Guilliman was the one to do it. I thought, because Leman Russ is supposed to come back for the Wolf Time, and the Wolf Time for me is what's happening right now. The galaxy's split in half, Fenris is burning, you know, the Space Wolf chapter is in pretty much disarray. They lost a lot of people at Fenris, so right now it is the correct time for Leman Russ to start returning and leading his sons back to the glorious ways which they should be doing. I think it's a good way just to end the story arc, or maybe just start the story arc again, because like I said, Fenris is burning, Magnus has basically brought the Sorcerer's Planet back into the real time now. It's there again. So it would be fun for Leman Russ to see this, get even more mad what Magnus has done to Fenris, get even more mad to see that the planet of the Sorcerers is like in real space now, and he wants to take his Space Wolves, or what's left of them, and return to the planet of the Sorcerers and act vengeance upon them for what he's done to Fenris. I think it would be a really, really cool showdown. I think it would make a really, really cool campaign book again. You know, maybe Gilliman supports him. Maybe there's other Space Marine factions who go to join. How cool would it be if the Dark Angels join the Space Wolves and they help them out? With all the beef that the Space Wolves and Dark Angels have had in the past, I think that would be really, really cool to see them teaming up and becoming bros and just, you know, smashing the Thousand Suns and just taking the war to the planet of the Sorcerers and just absolutely brutalizing it like they did to Fenris. It would be amazing. Another thing is how would Leman Russ would look if he returned to me, and this is one of the clues which I'm putting to down that maybe Leman Russ is returning, because I asked this at the Warhammer Open Day to one of the Codex writers. It was a guy who was actually writing the Custodi Codex, and we were speaking about how powerful Custodies may be, and I asked him, so, you know, about Primarch stuff returning, and he was like, yeah, you know, I'm really enjoying all the Primarchs and all that kind of stuff. And I said, you know, if Leman Russ was to return to 40k, do you think he would be affected and become back all wolfen and stuff like that? And he was like, oh, no. If Leman Russ was returned, he'd just be normal. You know, he wouldn't be affected like that. And the way he said that with confidence, I don't know, maybe I'm just putting too much onto this, but the way he said it with the confidence he did, it struck me like, maybe this guy knows something. Does he know something? Has he seen the Leman Russ model? Has he wrote the rules for the Leman Russ model? He seemed very, very confident in the statement when we talked about Leman Russ. And that's just one of the things for me which hit me. Maybe Leman Russ is going to return and these guys know about it, because of course, everything that GW does is planned years in advance. I think I was speaking to one of the other designers there who was doing the Nurgle stuff, and he said these were planned like 3 years ago. That's when he started designing them, 3+ years ago. So if Leman Russ has been in the works, then of course it's been a long time coming, and they're just biding their time and just waiting to unleash him onto us. It's looking strong for the Space Wolves, I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone knows me by now. I would love the Lion to come back. It's just for story reasons. I think it'd be hilarious for him to come back and see that Gilliman as the Emperor. His antisocial ways would just make it so fun to read. But the way it's looking, if this schedule is to be believed, and we'll find that out by the end of February, then Codex Space Wolves are on track for May, and it looks like we may be getting Leman Russ. It would make perfect sense to just put the Leman Russ rules in the Codex. I would have thought that if Primarchs do come out, I thought they would have done them like the, like the Triumphant of the box sets, like they did with Gilliman. Maybe do more of them with like box rules, but I think it is lining up that the Space Wolves will be coming in May. It's the evidence is pointing towards it, with all the 13th Company returning and all that kind of stuff. It is all lining up. It's just a shame that it's not the Lion. And I know a lot of people are Space Wolf fans, but come on, guys, the Lion would make it far more fun with the actual story itself. But again, the Leman Russ model is probably going to be way more amazing than the Lion, because it's Leman Russ. It's basically a giant space barbarian wielding axes and raging and stuff like that. So I'm sure if he does get a model in 40k, it's going to be absolutely epic. I wonder what weapons they're going to give him. Does he still have his sword? I don't think he has his spear anymore. I think someone found his spear, right? And maybe I don't know, maybe some like dual axes or something. There's so many possibilities what they can give him, and his rules as well. I know like there's been like fake rules releasing online, and like I think it was like Chaos Leman Russ and stuff, and everyone was just laughing at him, like all the grammatical and spelling mistakes and stuff like that. It was really, really funny to see those and read those. All right, chaps, that's me done for another video. I hope you've enjoyed my monthly dose of your Primarch, your Primarch videos. I'm sure there's going to be many more to come in the future, because I know you like these so much. But yeah, do you love Leman Russ? Do you hate Leman Russ? Do you want Leman Russ to come back? Do you want another Primarch to come back? How do you feel if Leman Russ did come back in May? Would you be happy? Would you be sad? I would be happy. I just feel a bit outnumbered at the moment. You know, they have a couple of Primarchs. We just have Gilliman. I just wanted to even it up so we both have equal odds at smashing each other in the face. Because if these both Primarchs teamed up and they went for Gilliman, it would just be the end of Gilliman. It's as simple as that. Gilliman would be dead. He would be gone. So maybe if we do get another Primarch returning to us, that will balance it out and even it out for us. Once again, thank you for watching the video. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I hope I've passed on some information. Again, post below in the comment section if you've got anything to say. Let's try and keep it nice and friendly. But until next time, thank you for watching, and I shall see you all very, very soon. See you, chaps, and bye-bye.